Postpartum depression. Let's talk about it. It's definitely something that not a lot of women talk about. I think that's because maybe we think that it's embarrassing, you don't want other people to judge you. However, we're all human. We all go through things, and after you have a child, whether it's loss or giving birth, you definitely go through the motions. And sometimes that can lead up to depression. What I was saying was, it's something that not a lot of women talk about, and I know it's definitely a moment of vulnerability. I can definitely say that, to be the least. For me, I can definitely say I am that person that doesn't like to throw all my problems on somebody else. So once I started noticing that I was not myself anymore, I started getting really distant from people. Attitude started changing, work performance started changing, and I was like, you know what? I've got this. I'm always like that. I've got this. I let it go, I let it drag. Got really bad. So I do want to say, trigger warning. I did say this in the beginning of the video, but I am going to say it now because this is trigger warning. You know, sometimes women have thoughts of hurting themselves. We have thoughts of hurting others. Not to say that that was one of my symptoms. I did not have that. However, I definitely felt the distantness, and we end up doing that too, and it can be really with your own family. So I felt myself being mean to my daughter. I do have a 5-year-old, she's almost 6. I noticed myself being mean to her. My boyfriend, starting arguments for no reason, getting upset at him for no reason, and you know, just finding somebody to blame for something. That's not normal at all. And you know, there's a saying, you cannot help somebody that does not want to be helped. I didn't tell nobody. I am very good at hiding my feelings, putting a shield over me, acting like I'm okay every day. But deep down inside, I was depressed, hurt. I was wondering, why me? Why? Why did my body have to fail? Not once, twice. Why did it have to fail? The first time it didn't really hit me as hard because we did end up finding out very shortly after we ended up losing the baby. However, this time and I will go into a whole nother story about that. This time we were actually pregnant for longer. So I was 12 weeks when I ended up having to have a medicated abortion. So I had to choose either between having a D&C, which is a surgery, or taking an abortion pill. I decided to take the pill because I was like, well, the side effects she told me, it was like, what if they scrape me and like it messes up my uterus and I really cannot have another child. So I was like, you know what, I'll just take the pill. And I did that. But after that, like everything just went downhill. I was sad, upset. And then I always thought, like, why do the people that neglect their children, to say the least, get the most children? Why are they the ones that get to last a full 10 months of pregnancy or even have their babies early? Like, just for them to be taken away, just for them to be deceased. Why? Like, still to this day, I know you're not supposed to question, but I do, because it's like, I thought I was doing everything right, and I don't know. The doctors say it's not you. It happens to women. It's a very big number. So it's not something that's rare. Many women experience it at least once, I was told. But yeah, you know, going 12 weeks until pregnancy, just to find out like you can't even stay pregnant longer, you can't carry a full-term baby, you can't have a baby, you can't even have your first doctor's appointment. Like, I got an ultrasound, but it was nothing. It was like an empty sac because I was very early on at that point. The baby did stop growing, so it was measuring 6 weeks. However, I was 12 weeks along, so technically I was 6 weeks. We don't know why. I wish I knew why, because for me it's like, okay, if I know why, I cannot do the same thing again. You know, take care of myself better, take more vitamins, eat better. Like, and I'm so all over the place with this video. It's like whatever comes to my mind, and I'm just saying it. Very raw. But yeah, it was bad. Like, I feel like I treated my daughter really badly. Everything she did for being just a child, I would get so mad over. She spilled something on accident. Kids do that. So what? It can be cleaned up. But me, I was mad. I yelled. Like that, it wasn't necessary. It's just something like, okay, you know, kids make accidents. You make accidents. Just clean it up. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But at that time, that's not what I was thinking. Just every little thing would really upset me. It would piss me off. My boyfriend, anything he did, it would piss me off. I don't know. It was weird. Because it's like, I'm usually really nice. Like, we argue. We're not perfect. It happens. However, after every little thing that you're doing, and I'm getting upset at, like, it's crazy at that point. I think what really snapped me out of it is when we got into a really huge argument. Something stupid, something I started it. I'm gonna admit it. I started the argument. You know what? This is done. We're just gonna call it quits, whatever. Ended up working itself out, you know, as it always does, you know, it was just an in the moment thing. But, you know, it didn't have to happen. I love him. I definitely love my man. I feel like that day when we got into our argument, I think the next day after things cooled down and we weren't really upset anymore, we talked and, you know, we ended up being okay. So I was like, wow, you need to get it together. This is affecting you, like, home-wise. It's affecting you with your child, with your boyfriend, the one you want to marry, and you're acting like you ain't got no sense. No, that's not okay. I can say I'm better now. I'm definitely okay. I've snapped out of it. You know, I do think about it because now around this time, I would almost be having the baby. So it's pretty upsetting around this time, but I'm getting through everything. I feel like I'm definitely a better mom, a better girlfriend. At work, like I said, my performance was dropping. I was not caring. I worked for a big telecom place, and it's like, you know, you have to reach goals in that department. I was not caring. I didn't want to sell what I had to sell. I didn't care to reach my quotas. I didn't. My supervisor was aware of what was going on. He was very lenient with me, but he was also like, hey, like, get it together, but in a nice way. So I can definitely say I appreciate him for being there for me because it was a very, very hard time. But yeah, once it started affecting work and I'm like, yeah, no, I have to work. I have a family. And then I just had to realize, like, life's too short. You have a 5-year-old. She needs you. Your man needs you. Your family needs you. Like, your friends need you. I did not get help. Like I said, I never went to the doctors. So if you or someone you know is going through postpartum depression, or you suspect, get help. Help them get help. Like, that's something that's very serious. There's different kinds of postpartum. There's depression, psychosis, a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure you see like all the stories on the internet. It's serious. So definitely be there for your people, like after birth, after loss, child loss even then. Definitely be there for your people. So that's just my experience with postpartum depression. If you have like specific questions that you want to know, definitely ask them, because I can go more in depth. I'm pretty much an open book. I'm not afraid to answer questions. So, but for now, just continue watching throughout my YouTube and my TikTok and my Instagram. I'm trying to get into the routine of recording twice a day, or even just getting content throughout the day, the week, and then still posting every day 5 times a day. And whoa. 5 times a week, twice a day. So that is my goal, Monday through Friday type of thing. I'm gonna start vlogs and stuff. So if there's anything specifically you want to know, just ask. And like I said, I'm willing to answer anything. If there's any specific stories you want to hear, I'm here for it. I'm actually gonna do my daughter's birth story that I wanted to do a long time ago, but almost 6 years later, I feel like it's time. You know, I'm getting back into my YouTube thing, getting back into my motion. More content videos for me, just in case I don't have ideas. But like I said, just stay tuned, because tomorrow, I think right now I'm gonna do once a day, because I know recording twice, just hopping into it, it's actually really difficult. But just stay tuned, because I will be on TikTok and YouTube mostly. Instagram is just more for pictures.